1965 at the Second Vatican Council. I was co-opted as an usher. They had priest ushers, and it was the last session of the council. I was sent back for graduate studies, and soon I got off the airplane when they grabbed me and said, "We need you as an usher." And so I had a badge with my picture and all the rest of it. And so I was passing out ballots and collecting ballots. The bishops would vote placet, non placet, and placet secundum. They had three different votes. They could have I agree, I don't agree, or I agree with these amendments. And that was, so we would pass out and collect the ballots. We didn't count them, we just did that. So you had Catholic surplice, and we walked around in the aula, and
Wow.
there we were in the Second Vatican Council. The last session, I was in 1965. It ended on December 8th of 1965. So that was but that's when I got to know Ratzinger, who later became Pope Benedict. Cardinal Ratzinger, at that time Joseph Ratzinger, he was a well-known theologian. He wasn't as famous as some of the other ones, but they had, the bishops were on these bleachers, so to speak. Each had a desk and so on.
Sure.
In the aula there were, 4,000 bishops, and they were by seniority. They sat by seniority. But up above they had like balconies, and on this side they had the periti, they called them, the experts that were, the cardinals and some of the bishops brought their own experts with them, and then they had experts for the whole council that were, and then on this side they had observers from all the different religions and sects and organizations and stuff observing on that side above, and this was the periti there. Ratzinger began as a peritus for Cardinal Frings from Cologne, and then he was co-opted as a peritus for the entire council. And so I knew him then, and then of course I knew him as the Archbishop of Munich. He was named that by John Paul II, and then he was named the prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith.
Right.
And so I knew him quite well because I was working in the Holy See at that time. And then, to my amazement, in 1992, I was named the Bishop of Lincoln. Then, of course, one of the times I visited him off and on at ad limina times and other occasions, and my trips back and forth to Rome. But in May, I got this telephone call sitting here in Lincoln from the Vatican. I thought, you don't know if it's a joke or what, so I called. Okay, do you speak German? Yes. Are you Bishop Bruskewitz? Yes. So we have to get some more information to make sure you're Bishop Bruskewitz. I am. Okay. Someone wants to speak to you, and it was Ratzinger. He was the prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. He said, the Holy Father wants one of your priests to work with me here in the Congregation for the Doctrine. I said, which one? He said, Jackels. It was Jackels. I had inherited him from Bishop Flavin, my predecessor. He was the Master of Ceremonies, priest secretary factotum for Bishop Flavin. And so Jackels was sent over to work with Ratzinger. And